In the 1960s, people found inventive ways to deal with food shortages by coming up with creative recipes. Now let's explore some of the most unusual foods from the 1960s. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and let us know in the comments which other historical topics you'd like us to delve into. In the United States during the 1960s, it seemed like everything was being set in gelatin, especially with the popularity of Jell-O. The idea was to make meals that were affordable, quick, and mess-free, and Jell-O fit the bill perfectly. People got creative, putting everything from canned pineapple to lamb chops into gelatin molds. One classic American dish from that era was the perfection salad, a layered creation with shredded carrot, celery, cabbage, and even peppers, all set in vinegar-flavored gelatin. The 1960s saw a bit of an obsession with vinegar in food. For those who found perfection salad a bit too plain, there were even more adventurous options like Jell-O shrimp salad, Jell-O chili, or even Jell-O tuna salad. What's surprising about these fish and gelatin combinations is that the gelatin was often sweet. Lime-flavored Jell-O was especially popular during this time in America. So people used it in all their savory recipes to like the lime cheese salad. If you're feeling a bit, you could serve a jellied tomato refresher at your dinner party. Don't forget to serve it with a cocktail glass with a slice of green pepper. Another go-to meal during this time was meatloaf. It was not only affordable but also hearty enough to feed a hungry family of 4 with leftovers for the next day. Classic meatloaf could be enjoyed plain or topped with ketchup. There were many variations to choose from, like the frosted ribbon loaf, which featured layers of ham and egg filling, topped with cream cheese. For those feeling a bit more adventurous, there was the super solid loaf. And for a fun twist, some even made Jell-O loaf igloos, combining the love for gelatine with traditional meatloaf. To add a touch of elegance, there were rolls filled with shrimp and cream, like the shrimp sandwich roll. Obviously, if you wanted to surprise and disgust your party guests at the same time, the right choice would be the liver sausage pineapple. It looks like a pineapple, but it's filled with canned meat, mayo, and Worcestershire sauce. Enjoy! Another popular dish was the bologna cake. It looked like a cake, but it was made from bologna, onions, coated in cream cheese. Okay, so to make bologna cake, I'm starting off with taking bologna and stacking it up high using cream cheese as the glue for sticking them together. Then I'm taking spray can cheese and adding little drops around the edges, so it looks more like a cake. But there were always recipes with real fruit too. Just what you'd expect. If you simply wanted to be gross, you could make some ham and banana hollandaise. Simply wrap bananas in ham, then drop a gallon of hollandaise sauce on them. It fits the 1960s criteria of cheap and fast, but at what cost? There wasn't any frozen food or freezers to store it in, and most foods were rationed. A staple of British cuisine was fish and chips, still popular today. Fish and chip shops were among the only places people could afford to eat out. Spam fritters were a popular and very easy meal in Britain. Processed meat was covered in batter and deep fried, served with sauce, instant mash, and canned peas. But Britain still showed great food variety compared to the countries in the Eastern Bloc, which were under the communist regimes. There were no supermarkets, and all food was rationed from flour to sugar. Sometimes you'd queue up to a shop not knowing what you'd get. Beggars couldn't be choosers, and you had to cook with what you were given. People got very creative in the 1960s. School meals in Poland were at the top of the list. For breakfast, it was semolina, burnt milk with skin formed on top, or milk soups with overcooked noodles, and, of course, milk skin. In Romania, chicken feet soup was a delicacy considering chicken was extremely difficult to come by in the 1960s. In fact, all prime cuts were to export, and Romanians had to deal with feet, necks, and ears from various animals. Echoing American Jell-O dishes, a traditional Romanian Christmas dish was pifti, made from pig's ears, garlic, and gelatin. Just like Spam fritters, Eastern Europeans would fry parisar, a more affordable version of bologna. They'd serve it with whatever was available, like potatoes, carrots, or cabbage. Milk was also a staple, with young people advised to drink at least a quart daily for growth, and adults recommended to have at least a pint. Milk was consumed in various forms, from drinking it plain to using it in ice cream and cheese. Nutritional guidance has evolved since the 1960s. Now we know that about 90% of the global population is lactose intolerant. There are also growing concerns, from health to animal welfare, about reducing meat consumption. Interestingly, Quaker Oats is packed with protein, nearly as much as 18 strips of bacon. But no matter how science or taste has changed over the last 70 years, some yummy 1960s foods are still very popular. Kraft Foods introduced sliced processed cheese back then, and it led to the famous cheese toastie, more commonly known as a grilled cheese. A Welsh rarebit is a close alternative in the UK, also introduced in the 1960s and made with sharp cheddar, milk, and butter. An honorable mention is the Swanson TV dinner, the first frozen ready meal that took inspiration from plain food and became an instant craze across America. Its low price and convenient time saving on preparation and washing up quickly led to the ready meal industry, present all around the world today. Lastly, McDonald's opened its first franchise in Des Plaines, Illinois. With a simple menu of fries, burgers, cheeseburgers, and shakes, it revolutionized fast food and service efficiency. While its legacy is well known today, some might question the food quality compared to its early days. What are your favorite and least favorite foods from the 1960s? Know of any other quirky dishes we might have missed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.